Wales' troubled Six Nations campaign has taken another unexpected turn after the national side were forced into a backroom reshuffle following a freak training ground injury to Scrum coach Duncan Jones. In a championship already defined by upheaval, heavy defeats, and searching questions about identity, the loss of a key technical coach has further underlined the sense that little is going right for Welsh rugby at present. Jones suffered damage to both knees during a collision with one of the Wales players in training last week, an incident described by those close to the camp as entirely accidental and deeply unfortunate. The injury was serious enough to require surgery, ruling him out of the remainder of the Six Nations and forcing Wales to act swiftly to fill a critical role at the heart of their forward preparation. As a result, Paul James, the former Ospreys and Wales prop, has been drafted into the national setup as interim scrum coach ahead of Sunday's daunting clash with France at the Principality Stadium. A freak accident at the worst possible time Jones' injury occurred during preparations for Wales' opening Six Nations fixture against England. While the details of the collision remain incidental, the consequences have been anything but. The former Wales prop was immediately sidelined and subsequently missed the championship opener at Twickenham, where Wales endured another bruising defeat in a campaign that has already tested morale and belief. Scrum coaching is one of the most specialist and influential roles in modern Test rugby, with the set piece increasingly decisive, particularly against elite, physically dominant sides like England and France. The absence of a specialist coach at such a critical moment represents a significant setback. For Jones personally, the timing could scarcely have been worse. Having been deeply involved in shaping Wales' forward work during the build-up to the tournament, he had established himself as a popular and respected figure within the camp. Paul James steps in. Wales head coach Steve Tandy moved quickly to stabilize the situation, turning to a familiar and trusted figure in Paul James, whose credentials as both a player and coach made him an obvious short-notice solution. James earned 66 caps for Wales, winning a Grand Slam and multiple Six Nations titles during a distinguished international career. Renowned for his scrummaging technique and durability, the former loosehead was a cornerstone of the Welsh pack during one of its most successful eras. Since retiring from playing, James has steadily built a strong coaching resume. He has been part of the Ospreys coaching setup since late 2018, working extensively with their scrum and set-piece units, and previously served as scrum and set-piece coach for Wales under-20s in 2021. His familiarity with the Welsh system, players, and demands of international rugby made the transition as seamless as possible under the circumstances. Tandy, a huge loss for the environment, announcing the change, Tandy expressed both gratitude for James' willingness to step in and disappointment at losing Jones from the group. It's great to add Paul to the coaching team, and my thanks to the Ospreys for enabling this opportunity at short notice, Tandy said. However, the head coach was keen to stress just how significant Jones' absence would be. We're all extremely disappointed for Duncan with his injury, he continued. He's been a huge part of the environment, and I want to thank him for all that he's put into the campaign so far. He will be really missed around the group, and we wish him all the best with his recovery. Those comments speak not only to Jones' technical role, but also to his influence on the culture within the squad, something Wales can ill afford to lose at a time when confidence and cohesion are already fragile. Absolutely gutted. Jones' response for Jones himself. The injury represents a cruel interruption to a role he had clearly relished. Speaking after confirmation of his surgery and enforced absence, the former prop did not hide his disappointment. I'm absolutely gutted that a freak injury means I'm unable to continue in camp with Wales this Six Nations, Jones said. I've thoroughly enjoyed the opportunity to coach international rugby and being able to work with this great group of players and staff. Despite his frustration, Jones was quick to emphasize his continued commitment to the squad from afar. I will be giving Steve and the squad all my support from the sidelines for the remainder of the championship. That sentiment reflects the professional ethos Jones has brought to the role, one that earned him respect within the setup and makes his absence all the more keenly felt. Why the scrum matters more than ever. The timing of this coaching change is particularly concerning given Wales' ongoing struggles in the set piece. In recent seasons, The Welsh scrum has often been placed under sustained pressure by heavier, more powerful packs, leading to penalties, loss of territory, and momentum swings that have proved difficult to recover from. Against England at Twickenham, Wales conceded crucial penalties at key moments, allowing the host to build pressure without needing to take risks. With France next up, arguably the most formidable scrum in world rugby, the challenge intensifies significantly to France's front row depth, combined with their ability to convert scrum dominance into attacking opportunities, means that Wales' preparation in this area is vital. The introduction of a new scrum coach mid-tournament is far from ideal. Even if that coach is as experienced as James, I'm excited to help despite the circumstances. James was upbeat about the opportunity to contribute. I'm excited for the opportunity to come in and coach with Wales, he said. I'm looking forward to doing all I can to help the boys. James' calm, understated approach is expected to resonate with the players, many of whom grew up watching him anchor Welsh scrums during their most successful Six Nations runs. His presence also brings an element of continuity with past Welsh teams that thrived on set-piece solidity and physical resilience. Wider context, a campaign under pressure. This coaching change comes at a moment when Welsh rugby is under intense scrutiny. Wales have not won a Six Nations match in 3 years and have suffered a series of heavy defeats that have raised existential questions about direction, selection, and style of play. Former internationals and pundits, including Jonathan Davies, have spoken openly about Wales' lack of identity in discipline and inability to compete physically with top-tier nations. The loss of a scrum coach during such a period only adds to the sense of instability. Supporter disillusionment has become increasingly visible, with attendances dropping and the once intimidating Principality Stadium no longer guaranteed to be full. In that environment, every detail matters, particularly the fundamentals of scrum, line-out, and discipline. The short-term fix, long-term questions. While James' appointment is widely viewed as a sensible and pragmatic move, it does raise broader questions about continuity and succession within the Welsh coaching structure. The Jones injury is expected to sideline him for an extended period. And while his long-term future with Wales has not been ruled out, the immediate focus is on recovery rather than reintegration. How Wales manage that transition beyond the Six Nations remains to be seen. For now, the priority is survival, staying competitive against France, rebuilding confidence, and avoiding another demoralizing defeat that could further erode belief within the squad and fan base alike. A test beyond the touchline. Ultimately, this change is about more than just a coach. It is another test of Wales' adaptability in the face of adversity. Can the players absorb new messages quickly? Can the scrum stabilize against elite opposition? And can Wales show signs of resilience amid a campaign that has offered little respite? Paul James' arrival may not transform Wales overnight, but his experience, clarity, and understanding of what it takes to compete at the highest level could provide a steadying influence at a time when the team desperately needs it. As Wales prepare to face France in Cardiff, the spotlight will not only be on the players, but also on the unseen work being done in training by a coaching group reshaped through misfortune, yet still striving to find a way forward. For Duncan Jones, recovery is now the priority. For Wales, the challenge is immediate. Adapt, regroup, and show that even in the face of another setback, they can still fight.